All right. This time last year, we're in the middle of a pandemic. We're doing something from through Zoom from up in the press box, and now I just left about 300 people over there in Harvey Hall, and some kind of a game day set up, talking about the signing class, and we're back in here together. So what a difference a year makes. And we had bowl practice this morning, so it's been a good year, but exciting day. Exciting day for Pirate Nation. We welcome 18 new Pirates. With the beginning of our signing class. That's another thing that's probably changing and evolving more and more is just how recruiting works at the collegiate level. But very excited about these young men joining our program. Very excited about where the program is right now, where it's headed. Excited about the bowl preparations and the matchup against Boston College. So lots to talk about today. Yeah.
Four high school kids, and then also the transfer in Parker Moore. Maybe start with the high school guys, which I like about that group, and then hit on Moore.
Well, I think obviously that was the emphasis on offense. It's kind of the same as we did my first year here with recruiting all those young defensive linemen that we're watching play right now. Is we've got to significantly build that room to a higher level to continue to ascend as a program. And I think that you look at the high school guys. I'll start with Amari Allen. Incredible potential. I mean, just incredible potential. I see a Noah Henderson type ability level, and he's very raw, but a big kid. We told him he needed to lose some weight. He lost a ton of weight. Moving around very, very well, extremely athletic. I think he has an incredibly high ceiling. You look at Ethan Lang, IMG Academy. So he plays on the national team. So he's playing against the best players in the country. He was their I think starting guard and center this year. I think he started at guard, played a lot at center. We see him being a college center. I think he's a guy that he's coming in January. I think he's a guy that you never want to put too much on a freshman, but he's a guy that maybe you could see, at least traveling next year, maybe playing a little bit. I think, Jacob Sacra is the other one, very similar to Ethan. Played at St. Francis Academy, which is the only team to beat IMG this year. Jacob is, according to your bunch at 247, the highest rated offensive lineman to ever sign at East Carolina. And then you look at Eli Samples. Out of Georgia, and just a young man, very good athlete, played multiple positions for them. We see him most likely being a tackle for us, a guy that'll come in, probably look to develop him a little bit more with his body, but I think he's another one that has a very high ceiling. And then you transition and look at the transfer, Parker Moore from West Virginia. Here's a guy that played in 10 games in the Big 12. Started 5, played very, very well, from North Carolina, from Charlotte, high school teammate of Ryan Jones, which was a connection for us. The family wanted him close to home. Family wanted him in a different kind of environment, different kind of locker room, and so excited to get him. And think he'll contribute immediately.
Now, a lot of folks at West Craven excited.
Yeah, we are too. Yeah. It's CJ, we've been recruiting him all along and got to meet Chandra throughout the process. And, of course, Chandra played against us this year, had a very good game against us. He was all conference down there at Charleston Southern. He was their best D lineman. When he went into the transfer portal, he reached out to us. We've been having ongoing conversations, and it was something that, I really wanted to do. He only has 1 year, so, you say, well, why take a guy that's only got 1 year? And for me, it goes back to a couple things. It goes back to, that family, and Mom wanted Chandra close to home. His other offers were distance, where she would not be able to see him play, or at least very little. CJ and Chandra wanted to play one more year together. And then just as I got to know Chandra, just high character, work ethic, great motor. He's going to be a good player. He'll help us. I think he'll be a good older guy in that room. But I think he's another guy that just fits our culture. So, it wasn't a deal where we had to, CJ was going to sign anyway with us, but it was more of, so I think two separate guys, but it is a pretty neat story to get, two brothers together for a year.
Y'all had to hold off some pretty good competition for Marlon Gunn.
Yeah.
Getting him signed.
Well, just excited. Now, so, I was talking to him while we were in the middle of practice out there, and just, I flew down to see he and Mom on Friday. He was up here for, a game earlier in the season, and just a guy, again, high character, good size for a back, really good speed. I think he has very high-end ability, which is the reason why you had some Power Fives trying to come in on him late. But just, really excited to get him. We've got a good running back room right now, but we all know that those guys are not going to, you can't sign a lifetime contract, to stay here forever. So, he's a guy that I think will come in and he'll challenge for playing time, and he'll be a guy that will contribute, and, he'll be a really good player for us in time.
Coach, do you feel like with the transfer portal where it's at, you might have got some high school kids that maybe you might not have had a shot at in the past?
Yeah, I mean, I think recruiting is going to change permanently for the foreseeable future. I don't know what it's going to look like with the name and image likeness stuff. And, you look at Tennessee, every offensive lineman at Tennessee, I think, is $50,000 a year or something. I mean, when you're starting to talk about that kind of money for recruits, I don't know what it's going to look like. I mean, I wonder. There's got to be some regulation somewhere, but I think the transfer piece is going to change how you recruit high schools. For us, philosophy-wise, I still want to recruit high school kids. I'm big on recruiting, developing. You get your kind of culture, character guy. But now, if you recruit a high school kid, now he can leave, and that's another piece with the transfer portal. If you recruit a transfer, at least they're tied to you. But I think it's going to be a balancing act. You're going to recruit a little bit of everything. But that's also why I said this is the beginning of this year's class, because you'll see us add possibly a couple of guys before January spring semester starts. I think you'll probably see us add some more in May. So I think this is going to be something that's going to be an ongoing process.